If you got a goal and it's financial related at all, whether that's a house, car, you might think it's life related, but it really is going to be financial related too, is to actually come in and get benchmarked. We'll pull your credit. We'll sit down with you. We'll look at stuff and we'll tell you, hey, you need to stay at this job for 6 more months because you need more job time to get qualified.
Yeah.
You need to clean up this collection that's in there or, keep paying on this. So a lot of times people will come in and they'll be like, oh, I'm going to pay this loan off early. And I'm like, well, don't pay it just yet. Pay 3 or 4 more months because we need to see a payment record and a payment pattern that can justify the next purchase.
I am a man of honor, integrity, and promise. I pursue all righteousness. I love my family. I will not put my family in harm's way. There is nothing that will keep me from doing the right thing. I am an ambassador of hope and a man of discipline. I am a man worth following. I am a TYRO.
Welcome to TYRO TV. I'm Ron Tijerina.
And I'm Cathy Tijerina.
And today we have a wonderful guest with us, a dear friend of ours by the name of Mickey Schwarzbek, the president of Sherwood State Bank, in the house today.
Glad to be here, guys. Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. We are really excited to talk about your journey and also some products that you can recommend. And really, I want to talk about what the difference is between a national bank and a local bank.
But before we get into that, tell us about yourself. How did you get into banking? And I was pleased to hear that you were in the service.
Yeah, a little bit about myself. I grew up in a big town of Williams Center, all 100 people outside of Bryan, Ohio.
Tiny.
And spent all my life in Northwest Ohio other than my military service. I did 3 years in the Army right out of high school.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, when I came back, my best friend was in college and he was majoring in economics and got in the financial world. So he told me I should look at that. So that's the direction I went and worked for a small savings loan for 4.5 years in Hicksville, Ohio, and then became president of Sherwood State Bank in 1998.
Wow.
27 years.
Wow. Congratulations.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well, we know you
That's awesome.
become like an icon in a lot of little communities where everybody knows your name, like the song from Cheers.
Yeah.
Because you've helped a lot of people really fulfill their visions and dreams.
Yeah, basically growing up in a small community, in a small area, in a small school district, community banking really fits me as a person.
Yeah.
It really does. And, I was on our state banking association board for community banks for 14 years. I was on a national committee for 8 years. And I'm really dedicated with providing good banking services that are the old way of doing banking for small communities. Our board's mission and my own personally is to not necessarily go to the big urban areas and compete with the big banks. They serve those pretty well. Our mission is really the small rural areas. And that's where through the years when I started, we had one location in Sherwood, Ohio, 800 people. We're in Archibald now, did that last year.
Oh, congratulations. I didn't know that. That's great.
And we're in Defiance and then Fayette, 1,200 people.
Oh, nice.
Serving the small rural Northwest Ohio communities.
But really, that connection, that relationship is key to your success.
Correct. Yeah. I give many different speeches and so forth. And I always talk about how community banking, we truly take somebody's dollar, whether that's in a checking account, savings account, CD, business deposits, whatever they are, and we reinvest those locally. So, we're making the home loans that a lot of the bigger banks, they don't fit Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac standards. We're still looking at them. We're still looking at the human interaction part of it and saying, what can we do to help? What can we do to get you started?
So you're like...
It's a wonderful life.
Yes.
That's exactly. When I think of Sherwood Bank, that's actually what I think of. And I've always loved that movie, It's a Wonderful Life.
It's
how
one of our
they
favorite.
work hard for their community
Mr.
members.
Bailey.
Yes. When I was in Hicksville, it was an old savings and loan, and we actually did during Christmas. We played that. And one of my good friends, and it's part of my speech today now because unfortunately he's passed, but he used to say, do you know what this is? And then he'd flash up, It's a Wonderful Life. And everybody would say, oh, it's a Christmas movie. And he'd say, no, it's a community banking movie.
Yes.
It's all about community banking and the impact that they can have on their community by helping and doing different things. And again, we really truly look at the individual.
Yeah.
And then we look at the community aspect of it. Our mission statement, it's funny because after 27 years, you'd think I know what it is. And I said, I don't need to know it, but it's 4 components. It's the customer, the shareholder, the employee, and the community. And my job as president, when we make $1, is I try and share that with all of them.
So we got the customer, the shareholder, the community, employee.
Wow,
Oh, nice.
that's awesome.
So we got to offer decent wages, benefits. And a lot of times what we can offer is, again, the human interaction piece of, time off when you need it with your children.
Sure.
Family emergencies, unfortunately, those happen. And
Right.
we've got a couple going on right now. But we provide them the time to be with their family.
Well, I know for me, is every time I've gone into the Bank of Defiance, they know who I am.
They know our names.
They know our names.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal.
That is a
Now,
huge
I may forget
deal.
their name because I don't see them as often,
Yeah.
but they have made a point to know the customers' names.
Yeah, that's part of community banking. I mean, it's actually a regulation in banking that you're supposed to know your customer, and community banks do a better job, in my opinion. Than
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
They
Absolutely.
really take an interest in you because if they support you, then that supports their community, and then it makes them successful. And that's kind of what our model is. That's what we do.
So, full disclosure, I'm going to use your words.
Uh-oh.
We bank with you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate the
and
relationship.
When we had a previous bank, which I won't talk about who they were, but I will just talk about why we were dissatisfied, is they didn't know our name. Like, we would go in there and we did a lot of banking there for many years. And every time we went in, it was like the first time we ever went in there.
First time they saw us.
Yeah, first time they ever saw us.
Yep.
And that was really...
And they weren't that much bigger of a bank.
No, it didn't seem like it.
It didn't seem like it.
Yeah.
But
the warmth and the community, I actually wrote it down at the beginning. It's a wonderful life. Because that's exactly what the experience is like. It's like, okay, well, what are you guys going through? How can we help you get from here to there in a way that once you get over there, then we know that we'll be able to support you and be able to continue to thrive.
I know one personal
It's been
story
awesome.
that you've taken somebody, they wanted to buy a house, but their credit wasn't right yet. And you guys actually walked them through a process. They said, look, if you do these 10 things, how many things were, and maybe it should only take you 2 years to do this, but if you do exactly what we tell you to do, and if you complete it sooner or
That's
later,
great. Yeah.
come and see us. We'll be able to give you a loan if you can check all these boxes.
And they did. And they were able to buy a house.
Yeah, none of our employees work off commission. So, that's, I think, important in the community banking world is that, again, they do the right things for the customer for the right reasons. And, again, sometimes it takes us a little longer. And I question, do we make any money at the end of the day?
Right.
But that's not, we will get our return.
Yeah.
And that's what I've always told all the lenders and all the different people within the organization. Again, know your customer. That helps them with the safety of their money, with all the fraud and everything going on out there. If you know the trends and the things they're doing, then you can help prevent fraud and protect that money, which is the money in our community.
Right.
So as far as helping people, that's one thing we can do too. And I always call it benchmarking. I tell people, if you got a goal, and it's financial related at all, whether that's a house, car, you might think it's life related, but it really is going to be financial related too, is to actually come in and get benchmarked. We'll pull your credit. We'll sit down with you. We'll look at stuff and we'll tell you, hey, you need to stay at this job for 6 more months because you need more job time to get qualified.
Yeah.
You need to clean up this collection that's in there, or, keep paying on this. And a lot of times people will come in and they'll be like, oh, I'm going to pay this loan off early. And I'm like, well, don't pay it just yet. Pay 3 or 4 more months because we need to see a payment record and a payment pattern that can justify the next purchase, whether that's a car, a home, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
That's some great advice too.
Yeah.
Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it.
Exactly. So, and then building the savings. I know a lot of people don't know where to get started when they're young, coming out of prison, whatever the case may be. But I tell you, go to a community bank, sit down and tell them what your goal and your mission is, and they will help you get there. They really will.
Yeah.
Because they'll take an interest in you. I know Ryan Frederick in our Defiance location.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We love
the
him.
person that you work with, and he is one of the best at that.
He really is.
He'll take the time. When you show an interest, he'll show an interest in you. sit down with him, and he'll consult and give you advice. And he's been around the block, not quite as long as me, but he's been in the business quite a while. So.
Well, I've been thinking about sitting down with my other banker and saying, "Hey, can I go see Ryan?" But I haven't had that conversation
whoever you
yet.
want. Go see whoever you want. Just before you sign that line, come back and share it with me. Here's the plan, baby. We're buying this.
Don't worry, we're going to make you sign too, right?
That's right, which is what I love.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
do you guys, as a community, do you offer any type of education services, or what are some other
periodically, there's different things that we'll put on from a seminar standpoint. Not a lot of that, but some of our programs we have. Welcome Home program, which is a grant program. It's usually available in March of every
Welcome
year.
Home, is that from the military?
It's Federal Home Loan Bank. They do affordable housing investments, so they help people that
first time.
Well, it's not just first time, but it's mainly designed for first time home buyer. And there's an educational requirement part of that.
That's
so
cool.
we have all the area contacts for people that'll do counseling on how to manage when you own a home and things of that
that's
nature.
awesome.
We also do a 5% down program that's internal.
Wow.
There's a lot of programs out there, and they require what they call mortgage insurance or the old private mortgage insurance, which is an insurance you pay for the lack of your down payment.
Yeah.
We've got a design program internally to help a few of those people. A lot of times, with the standard Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac programs, the house may not qualify, a pole building home or whatever. Well, we'll still look at it. If it's a good risk to us and a good person on the other end of it, we'll still look at that. Well, that 5% down program can qualify for a lot of those things and other programs.
Well, 5% ain't a lot either. That's a lot better than 20% now.
Yeah. And traditionally, our internal fees are less too. So by the time you figure that into the mix, it works out. And that has an educational component requirement too, that we make them go through some classes just to make sure they're more sound and understand the financial piece. But we can do it too. Our people.
But that's wonderful. Let's make sure that you understand the process before we go all the way in with you, that you know what it takes to see this from start to finish. Yeah, that's good stuff.
I'm super surprised when you talk about how long you've been there, because you have such a great reputation, because the people love you, that somebody hasn't tried to grab you and stick you somewhere else.
Good.
So I'm sure that's happened. And why didn't you leave?
Why not? Huh?
Yeah, why not?
Well, a couple different things there. My wife and I, we're very family oriented, and we grew up in this area. She grew up in the Fairview School District, just down from Fairview, right on 127.
Oh, nice.
We still live in Sherwood, Ohio. That's home. Two of my children live right around Sherwood. One lives about 3-4 miles, and one lives closer to Defiance now. 6 grandkids, and they're all in the area.
Oh, wonderful.
So years ago when I was younger, and I took over as president when I was age 30. So, I was connected. I knew people, a lot of offers, a lot of phone calls.
Sure.
And my wife and I's policy, we agreed and said, until our last one graduated high school, I won't take a phone call.
Right.
And,
nice.
and there was no need to. The board treats me very well. They give me a lot of openness to do things and come up with projects and support the community. And that's the things that makes me tick. It's not all about the money at all.
Right. Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, pass on those opportunities. Well, then, of course, by the time that time comes, all my kids are living in this area. They're having
grandkids.
Ain't no reason to go.
And I'll give a self-plug there. My wife and I opened the restaurant in Sherwood, Ohio.
Really?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I think I heard that and I forgot.
Iron Horse.
Iron Horse,
Oh,
So I heard really
nice.
great things about it. And we've actually, I've been meaning to find
Tell
out.
me it's going on date night.
Let's go to date night.
So are you open every day? Or
we're open
Iron Horse.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 11 till end of the evening, then 11 to 3 on Sundays.
So what's the specialty,
Wednesday
steak
to
or?
Saturday.
It's a barbecue theme is the main thing, but my
Okay.
daughter is the chef, and she's very talented and can do about anything. And
Congratulations.
So
Weekly
11
specials.
to, like what time on Friday?
11 to
Thursday?
9 on Wednesday and Thursday, and 11 to 10 on Friday, Saturday. But the point of bringing it up was
We're like, date night.
we're going.
that's our investment in the community.
That's
The community's
awesome.
been good to us. It's treated us very well. All the children are involved at some different level.
That is awesome.
So that
That
was
is
our
wonderful.
give
That's
back
what-
to the community.
I really appreciate you bringing that up because that's part of legacy.
Yeah.
That's what we teach here at the Ridge Project and with the World of TYRO is legacy building. How do you take from your success and pass it on? But it's not something that you give; it's something that you empower the next generation.
Yep.
to build.
To learn how to work
Yeah.
hard, how to leverage resources, and then work hard, and then
Yeah.
leverage resources and
Yeah.
work hard.
I got a saying that my kids always chuckle at, but work hard, play hard. So
Yes.
take the time with your
Yes.
family and do the things that you need to do. All my children are very blessed that they've learned a lot of those good traits, and they have families now, and they take
That's
care of their
great.
families.
So why the name Iron Horse?
We're right on the railroad tracks. We're on the original B&O Railroad.
Nice.
Okay.
Sherwood used to be one of the main stops way back in the day with the steam engines, the Iron Horse.
Wow.
They had, I think, 4 to 5 water towers, they said, in Sherwood. So my wife's the one that came up with that name.
Okay,
That's a
love
great
it.
name. I love
that
it.
name. So I would love to see the logo. Can't wait to see that. See what it looks like.
Yeah, it's front end of a train. So.
That's
Oh, is it?
so
All right.
cool.
Nice.
That's so cool. Our next date night.
Yeah. I think at our next leadership meeting.
Oh,
Yeah,
that would be
we got a
fun.
little meeting room.
Okay.
For
See?
real.
I'm thinking. That's what I'm
For
thinking.
real. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That is a great idea.
I'm Ron Tijerina.
And I'm Cathy Tijerina.
And together we have been working with tens of thousands of couples for the last 2 decades.
And we have been helping couples understand that nobody's right and nobody's wrong. They're just each seeing it from their own perspective and unable to bridge together.
So when's the last time you were in a discussion with your significant other or your spouse and you had a disagreement over something so small that turned into something so big?
So many of the couples we work with have this experience where they argue about something because they only see it from their own perspective.
So I'm looking at it from my vantage point, and guess what? Frankly, I'm only want to see it my way, because it's my way or the what? The highway.
Over time, what happens is these issues start to pile up and they create more and more distance between couples. And so now we're arguing about every small thing because we have to defend our perspective.
As we began arguing, it really was apparent whose side I was on. I wasn't on her side and she wasn't on my side. In fact, we were on opposite teams.
We became enemies, and what was more important for us was to be right than for us to actually understand each other. When couples do this, they continue to erode their relationship. What you need to do is get the issues out from between you, move them out in front of you, and remember that you're a team able to navigate through anything together by seeing all sides of the issue.
Now remember, there is nothing more important than us.
In this dynamic program that's internationally recognized, you're going to learn how to resolve conflict, how to get on the same page and listen for understanding. Couple communication, which was written by Dr. Sherrod Miller and Dr. Phyllis Miller, will actually help you be on the same team and recognize the power of resolving conflict together.
One of the greatest tools that you're going to embrace is really coming to the understanding that what you've been doing is natural, but this is learned behavior, and we're about ready to take you to a next level on how to enhance your relationship.
Now, if you're sick and tired of having all of these petty issues come between you, if you are exhausted from every time that you have interaction with your spouse, it turns into drama, then this is where you want to be. You want to sign up for couple communication. You want to take this program together, and I guarantee you that you are going to love it.
Stop telling yourself that tomorrow you're going to do better. Stop saying to yourself, tomorrow I'll find that program. Today's your opportunity to do something not only for yourself, but for all those around you.
In couple communication, you're going to learn a brand new process. This process is going to help you avoid ever fighting over petty stuff again. It's going to take you to a new level in your relationship as you learn how to listen for understanding, to clearly articulate and share from your own experience. You're going to get on the mats. You're going to have notepads. You're going to learn skills that you're going to be like, wow, if only I had known this at the beginning.
It's not too late. We are all on this journey. We are all on this continuous improvement plan. But guess what? You have to take the first step and let today be that first step for you and your significant other.
If you're ready to like each other again and be on the same team, this is the program for you. Sign up today. We talked a lot about personal credit and people, building savings. So what about business, the business side? Do you do much with businesses? And if so, how is that different?
Yeah, two different things I want to talk about a little bit is, the bigger banks, they need to make a certain amount of return for their shareholders. They're on the New York Stock Exchange. They're looked at every day. We're privately traded. We have shareholders to answer to, and they expect a certain amount of return. Back to, again, my 4 components. One of them is the shareholder.
Yep.
We try to provide that through a lot of the growth, but we do pay a little dividend back to them. But, businesses that come to us, we take the time, just like I said with a normal individual, we'll sit down, we'll take the time. I love doing startup businesses. A lot of banks don't want to touch a startup business, but our people have a lot of years of experience. They've been doing it a long period of time, and they can give them suggestions and say, do you have an accountant you want to work with? Well, first answer we get a lot of times is I can't afford an accountant. And my response is you can't afford not to have an accountant.
Right.
Because, there's tax rules and things that you need to adhere to. There's quarterly payments if you have employees. There's all the things that you need to partner with a good accountant, just like you need to partner with a good community banker.
Yeah.
And same with the legal side of things. There's a team you need to build when you start. Once you have those things in place, then it's a matter of, can you produce a good product? Okay, usually that's why a person starts a business is their product is good, but they don't know how to do the business side of it. And that's where we can provide a little extra, where we sit down with them and not do it for them, but guide them in the direction of saying,
that's great.
Put this in place, maybe write a business plan. A lot of times a small business doesn't want to do a business plan, but write it and then pull it out and look at it every month or so.
Well, what I hear you saying is that you help take away some of that fear away.
Yeah.
What's intimidating, I got a vision, I got a plan, this is what I want to do, but all that paperwork, and a lot of people don't move with their vision and dream because that other side of businesses is intimidating.
Or paralysis by analysis. They just keep looking and don't know what to do next.
They don't know where to start.
Yeah.
So, and that's where I tell people, whether it's from the personal side, business side, or whatever, partner with a community banker, get to know them, bounce things off them. They'll take the time to give you their opinion or their years of experience of what you might want to do next.
Yeah, so, that is totally true. And I'm also gonna share like a little anecdote here, not that I'm at all slamming national banks, because I think that there's definitely a place for them.
Yes.
And we also have worked and do still work with national banks. Our favorite bank is the local community because of the relationship. However, the same time we had some fraud. So I know you probably remember because we called you on a holiday. And so we're panicking because we had written a check that was stolen somewhere in the mail, was cashed by someone it shouldn't have been cashed by. And it was a significant amount of money. And we called you on holiday. You're like, okay, first thing tomorrow, get on it. Today's a holiday. There isn't much we can do, but you've got my word tomorrow. I mean, by 10 a.m. the next day, we had a call. We did the stop pay. I mean, it was just like everything was in motion. At the same week, one of our board members had a very similar situation, but with a national bank. And our situation was resolved within
24 hours,
but fully resolved within 2 weeks. Their situation took 6 months. And it was like, we just sat back and we just said, if for no other reason, like leave all the relationship, the hello, Ron, hello, Cathy, and everything else aside, that in and of itself was gold. It was like, here's people that know us, that care about, hey, we're really concerned.
Well, we called Mickey. It was a holiday night.
Yeah.
When we called you, it was
interrupted your family time, and you took our call. And I don't suggest
that's what resolved it for
everybody
me.
do that. But
Mickey said he's going to take care of it. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, it was over.
It was over.
Yeah. And here our board member was like, you know what? I need to switch banks. I need to go check out Sherwood. And we're like, yeah, you do.
And it doesn't have to be just Sherwood. Just let me clarify.
Yes.
Community bank, because again, you're going to develop a relationship with a banker.
You want to be
truly
in
gonna
that
have
community.
Somebody to call on a holiday when you have an issue.
Yeah.
And first off, I'd always take your phone call, especially on a holiday, because I know there's something serious going on.
Right.
If you were going to call me on a holiday. But the thing you don't know is that I had numerous texts and phone calls to my team behind the scenes on that holiday, interrupting their personal time potentially too.
Right. Yeah.
But I wanted to keep the team informed so that they immediately could hit the ground running and act as quick as they could.
Yeah.
Our people don't mind doing that. Why?
Yeah.
Because they care about our customers. It's relationships. It's not just an account number.
Right.
It's not just
Yeah.
a balance.
Yeah.
Regardless of what the balance is. I tell my individuals on the front line, when somebody walks through the front door, treat them like they're our best customer.
Right.
Because today they may have $10 in their account,
Yeah.
but tomorrow they might have $1 million, $2 million,
Yeah.
whatever the big number is.
Right.
So every customer is important to us. Every customer truly gets treated that way when they walk in the front door. If they don't, let us know.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
human.
Yeah.
We're not exactly
I've had
perfect,
experiences
Sure.
at other banks where, and I've gone to the higher ups in that particular bank and said, listen, I don't know what was going on with your teller today,
Yeah.
but
We've never had that experience at a community bank.
never.
And not saying that it couldn't happen
but I
because
was,
we're human.
I was treated like,
Who are you? Why are you here?
Yeah, like I was inconvenient. I inconvenienced them.
Right.
And so either
Yeah.
you take care of them or we're moving.
Yeah. Obviously, we're big advocates of community banks.
Yes. Well, and to understand too is there is regulatory requirements that we do certain things as an institution. A lot of it is designed to protect you as a customer, whether that's an individual or a business type account. So we're going to ask for IDs. We're going to
Yes.
ask for social
We
security
love that,
numbers.
yeah.
We're going to ask
Yep.
for that stuff,
Yep.
and we use enough technology. We're going to send out a text to you to verify who you are when you're calling in.
Yep.
If it don't match the phone number, we're not going to give you the
Yep.
information,
Yep.
even if it sounds like you,
Yep.
because there's software today with AI.
Because
and
I could talk
everything.
like this tomorrow.
Yeah.
or right now.
And then there'll be, please hold
yeah. For a long
for a
time.
long time. Yeah.
But so we want the relationships back
Yes.
to your holiday point. Again, we're here to serve and we're here to partner together, and that moves the communities forward. And that's really
Sure.
our goal at the end of the day. And we want community individuals, and we want to support the communities, and that gives us a return and gives us satisfaction at the end of the day. It really does.
Yeah.
So.
So let's say we got an individual who's coming out of prison. He's never had
Or she.
and never had experience at a bank
Never had an account in their life.
in their
They
life.
get a job and they're just, that they have to have a bank account because it's auto deposit.
Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
requires just
Yeah.
about anymore.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what?
So they walk into your bank with no credit history, nothing, brand new. So and they want to open an account and they want to start saving for a house and they want to explore opportunities to buy a car because they also don't have a car. Like, what would that process look like?
Basically, the first step is that they need to tell us full disclosure. Hey, I don't know what I'm doing. When we hear that, then that tells us to slow down and take our time and do it right.
Nice.
Because you get so many people that want to come in and they want to be done in 10 minutes and on
Right.
the road.
Right.
So, we're conscious of both of those. But if you truly lay it out on the table and say, I need somebody to help me here, we'll be that advocate for you. And again, I keep going to this, not just us, all community banks have those individuals.
But that's a good word. Be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say I don't know, and then that activates something totally different versus a person who says, I only have 10 minutes. Take
Right.
care of my
I want to
business.
open an
I'm-
account. Great. Open account.
Yeah.
Like nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's interesting, like from the business standpoint, you brought it up again, a lot of people don't want their business known by people, even the banker. And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, we can't help you. I don't want to run your business. I'm not going to run your business.
Right.
But we can help be a partner with you if you give me enough information
Sure.
to be an asset for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you don't share, if you don't tell me what's going on, I can't tell you watch for this, look for that
Yeah.
type thing. I personally own businesses, and
Yeah.
I'm there too. I'm paying
Yeah.
the quarterly taxes. I'm
Yeah.
paying payroll each week. I'm doing those type things too,
Yeah.
and I can be a resource. And many of my team and staff are the same as me.
So what would you say in functionality, are there many differences between, say, a national a national bank versus the local community bank, like how you function or the regulations that you have to adhere to?
Yeah, majority of the regulations are the same.
Okay.
What I always like to try and describe, it's how you apply those regulations.
Okay.
And, they're doing bigger volumes traditionally, so their systems that are designed to do those things faster. Maybe it's a complete online process. We have some of that, but that's not what we would rather the person walk through the front door, get to meet them, figure out what their goals are again, and then see financially how we can get them there, whether that's on the deposit side or whether that's on the loan side. If you're going to buy a house, it's better if you put some money money away first.
Sure.
Sometimes
Yeah.
people don't want to hear that. They like, I don't want to pay rent. I want to go out and buy a house. Well, sometimes you're better off saving up a little bit first before you run right out and buy a house and have all the things that come with that.
Sure.
Financial responsibilities that come with that. So, yeah.
You're in a town, you live there, and you see maybe 2 or 3. Is it okay to shop? Are we allowed to, as customers, like go
shop what you mean?
shop banks?
Yeah.
Like, how does one do that? Because if they don't know, how do you compare
they even
apples to
looking
apples?
for?
What are we looking for?
Yeah, you can go online and do a lot of comparisons with the features of different products. But again, I'm a human interaction person. Go ahead and sit down, talk to them. I interview the bank. That's what I always say. We need to understand our products, services, and things we do. Come in, sit down, talk to us, and then go to the next bank. And if you don't see a difference, okay, go to the next bank. But I think you'll see a difference with us and most community banks because they're going to take the time to ask the questions and get to know what your goal is at the end of the day.
So banks are in competition for the customers.
Yeah. It's very interesting because a lot of times somebody will want us to outdo the bank down the road, and I'm like, we're all in this together.
Yeah.
There was a local bank one time that struggled a little bit. The thing people don't know is I went around and drove around 2 days with an individual from that bank looking at properties because I have a background in investment properties. And I gave them ideas of how to liquidate the properties and things like that. Those are just things I do. Why? Because I care about my community.
Yeah.
Right.
And I get the return
awesome.
at the end of the day. A stronger community means stronger opportunity for the bank to be successful and my staff. When I came, we had 7. We have 33 today.
Wow. Congratulations.
So,
wonderful.
there's
That is
33
awesome.
families that I affect day by day as president and CEO.
Man, isn't that amazing?
That's awesome.
33 families.
So we're starting to wind down on our time. We got a notice over there from our camera guy. So if there was something that you really wanted to leave with the people that are going to be watching this, people that maybe have no idea how to get involved in banking, that have dreams that they want to see happen, that are going to take both savings and also potentially loans in the future. What are some tips or advice that you would give them? And if you would just, look at the camera over there and just tell them what you think.
Basically what I would suggest first and foremost is, shop around, look around, find a bank that fits what you're looking for, what your goals are. Then try and find individuals within that organization to learn to trust. Ask their advice, tell them what your goals are, and hopefully they'll put a plan together that will actually guide you to the direction that you want to be able to be successful. But you got to step out. You got to ask. You got to reach out and ask and talk. And then most good community bankers will sit down and spend the time with you to hold your hand and help you through the process. Don't be afraid.
Oh,
that's a
great
good word.
Ask and don't be afraid.
Ask and don't be afraid. See, honey, ask and don't be afraid.
Yeah. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Well, Mickey, thank you so much for spending time with us.
It's been such a pleasure.
This has been an amazing experience for us. We appreciate not only you and the bank, but our friendship.
Yes.
We appreciate for what you have done for our family and helping us scale and grow and really just become better. Right.
Yeah.
So
thanks for joining us today.
Oh, happy to do it anytime. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thank you guys.
Today's show has been amazing for us, and we've learned a lot more about community banks. We've been using community banks for a long time, but it was great to hear how they support each other and the community that they're in.
So thank you for allowing us to be part of your journey. Until next time, always remember that we are rooting for you. I hope you got a lot out of this like I did. How's that?
Yeah, sure.
That's
Go.
good. I hope you were able to get a lot. You, babe. Go. Oh, your turn.
You're working on your blooper reel.
Your turn.
Oh, no.